Hi there, it's Frances Wages here, and I'm so very glad that you decided to spend just a little bit of your time with me today. What I want to talk to you about today is getting things done, setting up priorities, that type of thing. Now, I've tried several of the programs that you have online, and some of them are okay. And for those of you that have a smartphone and it's easier to keep it in your phone with you at all times, I understand. I get it. And in a future one, maybe I'll go back and look at some of the ones that I've used that happen to be free, at least under Chrome, and I'll tell you which ones I found to be useful for me and which aren't. But right now, don't have a smartphone, and pretty much still looking for a job, but I'm also working at home, so I found a thing to do that's, I think, going to help me out. What I did is I had some index cards, and I grabbed one. I don't know if you can see it. Let me get it where, there you go. And it happens to have 10 lines on it, which is perfect, because for some reason, I've gotten in the habit of thinking often of either 5 things or 10 things. Now, first of all, I want to tell you why I find that this may be a more useful thing for me. And if you're like myself and you can do it, you may want to try it. Because number one, these cards, you can get like 200 of them for maybe $1. Big deal. Not a lot of cost. Doesn't take a whole lot of time. You just write down what are your main aims. And you can get all wrapped up in putting them in the proper order and all that kind of stuff. But hey, if it's only 5 or 10 of them, it really isn't going to matter as long as you get all of them done, right? Okay. And yes, if you are the list type person and you want to put 50 of them on the list, you can certainly do that. Personally, I would say that's not the best thing to do, because you're not going to get them all done, and you're going to feel perhaps that you failed because you so miserably left. Like, if you put 50 on the list, you may have 45 of them that you didn't even get to. But just think of it the reverse. That means there's 5 things that you did do. So, anyway. So what I put on here is the things that I am going to try to conquer today. Now, there's always other things that I can do. And what my hope is number one, when I'm doing, say, cleaning around the house. If I'm cleaning one thing in the bathroom, even though I may not have everything in the bathroom listed, I may decide to go ahead and clean everything while I'm there. If not, I'll just add that to my list for the next day. So that's kind of the process in terms of that. In terms of why it may help me keep up with it, is I found in the past, like when I took classes and such, writing things down, the act of writing it down helps me, number one. Secondly, I'm a visual person, so when I have something that I can look at and see, although you guys can't see it, but anyway, when I've got something I can refer to that's written down, makes it easier for me to follow along. The other thing is, first person that kind of gave me a list of things to do officially, my first job, was at a retail store here in New Bern. Worked under Elizabeth Small, who was a wonderful manager to learn under. She was tough, but I learned a lot under her, and just have the highest of praises to say for her, and actually for everybody that I worked under at that store. It was called Mammoth Mart, and then it changed over to King's. Loved the store. I worked there literally until they shut it down, because King's in up north somewhere, it went through a bankruptcy, and they closed. I don't know if they closed all of it or if they just closed the ones down in North Carolina. Anyway, here's what Miss Small told me to do. First day I go in there, didn't have any instructions per se, so not knowing what to do, having never worked, and certainly never worked in a retail store, I did what I was asked to do, but there were times that I was not doing anything at all. And she asked me why, and I said, well, I don't know what to do. So she comes back with a really long list that had maybe 15 or 20 items on it. This is the next, well, let me back up. First day, the incident happens where she says, "Why aren't you doing anything?" And I said I didn't know what to do. Next day, she comes in, she's got a list for me. So, not knowing any better, I did absolutely everything on the list. The end of the day, or I take it back, I did everything but one thing. End of the day, she comes to check on me, and I said, "Well, Miss Mala, I got to tell you, I didn't get one thing done." She said, "Just one thing? One thing you didn't get done?" And I said, "No, ma'am, I'm sorry. I really tried to, but I've just run out of time." And she kind of was taken aback because she had written that list to be for the whole week. I thought it was for one day. So that showed her a couple of things. Number one, you tell me what to do, and to the best of my abilities, I will get it done, which means that you give me directions to the best of my ability, I'll follow it, and I am not scared of hard work. And after that, I did great at the store. Like I say, I loved it. So I would tell you, if you are like myself and you struggle with distractedness, you may want to try my little index card method. In the future, I'll give you an update and let you know how it's going. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'd envisioned doing this video outside, but here in eastern North Carolina, even though the temperature out there is maybe 70 to 80, the stickiness makes it like 90 to 100. And it just felt a little bit better being inside here with the air conditioning on and the fan overhead. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for spending some time with me. Bye for now.